Hello, I am Bianca from Dancesport Life, and we are here in Benidorm, Spain at Master Evolution Training Camp. Next to me I have Valeri, Cojoc Andreea Matei. They are semi-finalists in all the major events in the WDSF world, such as the German Open Championship. They are also Romanian champions in amateur standard. Hello guys, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, thank you very much for choosing us.
Our pleasure, and we're happy to hear a bit of your story, how you started dancing in the first place when you were little, I imagine, and how you started dancing together.
So maybe Rarish will start first because he's older.
Older doesn't mean wiser.
Wiser, of course.
Okay, so I'll start telling you my story. So I started dancing when I was 8 years old, when a dance teacher from my hometown just ran our sports class in the primary school, and then he played some music, and I think he chose some of us which whom he considered like more talented, and that's how it all started. I think it was not so much a passion from my behalf, but I think it was more like I felt proud that he chose me, so that's why actually I attended the courses, and then, well, of course, I fell in love with dancing.
And what about you, Andrea?
I also started dancing at 8 years old. For me, it was a passion since I was very young, and also my best friend in that period was dancing, and I wanted to do this too.
And how you started dancing together?
This is
Should I also?
nice story.
Yeah, well, it's quite an interesting story. I think probably we have the most interesting story.
Yeah.
Yes. Meaning that, well, back in my career, there was a moment when I stopped dancing, like for 1 or 1.5 years. Well, I just wanted something different for my life. And then all of a sudden, it all came back to me very strongly, actually. And I came back to the studio, and Andrea also split with her partner. And then I asked her to join me for practice like 3 times a week or something.
Yeah, just
we were practicing like 2 hours a day on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, practicing together is like, well, you start trying to do things better.
Yeah,
and
you start enjoying this.
Mm-hmm. And
yes.
all of a sudden you feel like, oh, maybe this is going somewhere.
Yes, and then actually we start to book our first lessons because of course we wanted to get better, and that's how it all started. And in spite of our age difference, I think we are very suitable for one another, especially that we come from exactly the same country, exactly the same studio. I mean,
yeah, we had the same teachers, more
yes.
or less. Yes.
So the same upbringing.
She
Yeah.
actually, well, maybe not many of you know, but Andrea was my student since
I was 13 years old, I think.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and I also always appreciated her for her determination, for talent, and she was actually very, very similar as a dancing style to my partner back in that time. Yeah.
And about that, what do you love the most about your dancing partner? Which quality?
It is also a weak point for him, I think, that he's, I think, the most perfectionist person I ever met in my life, but it's also a good thing about him. And this is, I think, the thing that I love the most about him, because I'm not so perfectionist like him. I'm more flower power, let's say. And he puts me on the right way.
Track,
yeah.
And what about you, Lasse?
Well, I think the magic is the mix, because well, she's not like me, and I think this is very good, because if she was like me, it wouldn't be so good, I guess.
Yeah.
But well, despite this fact, I think she's like well, could I use that word? She listens to me. I mean, well, how should I put it?
She respects.
Yeah, it's like she respects my wishes very, very much. And
she trusts you.
Yeah, she's always there for me when I want to practice more, if I want to practice an extra hour. And then, you know, sometimes all of a sudden I have to change my schedule because I have a baby boy at home. So, well, she's like super available all the time. And, well, I think this is also because she's very dedicated and, well, actually she can get rid of all her plans just to practice on the day with me. So it's impressive somehow because you know that your partner is always available for you. But well, apart from that, I really like her style of dancing because I think we really suit to one another as a body lightness, or I think also priorities, like we always give priority to the quality of dancing. I think we like more or less the same things about dancing, and I think this is really, really important. Like I could say, like in a marriage, because I'm married. Well, I think is really important not just the beauty of the other person, but I think it's really important to have things to share in common and like common things that you like. So I think that is
and I think it's important to complete the other person.
Exactly.
Beside you, yes.
Yeah, I agree.
All of a sudden it went too serious.
No, and now it's gonna be a bit serious because I relate quite a lot with the story of stopping dancing at one point because maybe you chose another path or you're just fed up. How can you start again? Maybe, I don't know, share a bit on how you started. Weren't you afraid to start again?
No, definitely not, because when I started again, I didn't, well, actually this is the difference, because before stopping dancing, I was just dancing for the, let's say, for the results, because I wanted to reach my goals.
Yeah.
And I think that was some sort of mistake. But when I came back to dancing, I think that was like one of my last priorities. I just wanted to dance for the sake of the dancing, and because I love dancing and I felt like I really, really, really miss it from my life. So that drove me back to where I am today. Not the fear of not achieving a certain result or certain result, sorry.
Yeah.
So I think, and actually I think we had quite a good evolution.
Yeah.
Like if we go back like 3 years ago from where we started and how we were dancing, and I think now it's all way better.
Yeah.
Though I'm a bit old.
You can't.
In comparison with her, she's like super young, just 23 years old. So we started dancing together when you were like 19 or something like that.
18, I think.
18, yeah. So she was like really super young.
Super young.
Yes.
And because you mentioned the baby and the family life, how is it to divide the family life with the dancing, professional dancing?
Well, I think you've just used the perfect word. You have to divide the personal life with the professional life. I mean, of course, sometimes they do interfere because we are human beings, but I think you have to understand the family needs and the professional needs and try to fulfill everything as much as possible and to find the right balance between these two, because they are both very important for us. Of course, family comes first, especially when you have a baby. It's like
it's your world.
It's something totally different, which I've never thought it's gonna be so strong, feeling wise. But dancing is important for me too. And the thing about dancing is that you cannot do it forever. I mean, there is a certain limit of time. And while with your family, well, if God helps,
It's for life.
we can share our whole life with them. So, well, dancing has an expiry date from a competitive side point of view, yeah. So that's why at the moment I have to focus, to balance both sides and try to be as good as possible and as focused as possible in my professional life too.
And talking about dividing, because I'm sure that many of our followers are students as well. Andrea, you finished law school?
Yeah.
Yeah. How difficult was it, and how you managed to have a successful academic life and also be a great dancer?
Well, it was not so easy to do it, but I also had to divide this and to manage my time, to have also time to go to university and to study, and also to train and to practice dancing and to go to competitions. So I also, during camps or comps, I was learning for, yes, I was doing homeworks for school and for university. Yeah. It was not so easy, and I also had good colleagues there.
Share with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they was sharing with me everything. Yes.
And I would like to move a bit an area that is very dear for me, because I'm interested to see your point of view regarding dancing. What do you think are the 3 main characteristics of a great dance couple?
Is the question for me or for her?
For both, I
both?
think.
Okay. So who should start?
I think.
Let her start.
Okay.
Gentlemen.
I think first of all, the understanding between each other, then the communication, and maybe the compatibility between us.
And for you, Raj?
Well, I'm not gonna say about us, but I'm gonna say like 3 characteristics which generally make a good dancing.
Yeah.
Well, I think personality, which I think is very important to find your individual type of dancing, because I think it lacks a bit nowadays. I mean, we have 5 fingers at one hand, and none of them are the same. So we should also become different dancers with different styles. So I think I would definitely highlight individuality and personality in dancing. And then I also really, really respect dancers who are like very good competitors on the dance floor. Well, I grew up with some amazing dancers and competitors like Domenico, Soale, Mirko, Gozzoli. I saw their battle and how it developed through time, and I think it was the best thing that could have happened to them to reach where they are today. So I started to say personality, yes, individuality, and competitiveness. Yes. So, well, probably that's
Those.
like.
And because you mentioned Mirko and Domenico, I'm curious. My colleague asked me this question the other day, and I said to her, I'm gonna steal that question because I love it. If aliens would come tomorrow, who would you show them as a definition of standard dancing?
Well, I would show them Mirko because I think he's an alien himself. Like for the ballroom dancing, I think he was a kind of revolutionary person who really changed, and probably he was really like stubborn to his style and to his beliefs, and I think he was more of a unconventional dancer. So yes, probably I would throw an alien him.
Because I was a Latin dancer and I said Brian Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because we're in Benidorm at the Master Evolution training camp, I'm curious if you could share with us what's the best information you received so far this year here?
Well, there was a lot of information we received here, but I think, okay, we have to somehow to take care about all of them, but the best information for me, it was to try to help him more during our dancing, like to complete more his actions and to help him.
Yeah. Oh, and for you, Anastasia?
And for me, I discovered some new things about some tango actions, like to emphasize them more and to understand that each action, each figure has like a story to tell. And some rhythmical things, well, because I knew some new people and I think very interesting actually. I'm gonna take that at home. I'm gonna pack it well in my suitcase and I'm gonna
to do our homework.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure and cannot wait to see you again on the dance floor.
Thank you very much for inviting us.
Thanks.
Pleasure.